darling.
Drop Me Here, Darling features Kenneth Connor, Norma Ronald, James Taylor, and as Leslie and Caroline Duggan, Leslie Phillips and Jill Bennett. Divorce and business failure have left Leslie Duggan both stirred and shaken. Now, as chauffeur to his wealthy ex-wife, he finds what consolation he can.
Thanks, darling, for lending me the rolls for later.
You're welcome. I shan't be needing it.
I hate relying on buses. Those hours straining to see if one's coming. I've got a permanent lean. And I've given up taxis on health grounds.
How do taxis harm your health?
Well, take a taxi you can't afford to eat. So thanks.
In return, perhaps we could talk about your uniform.
What uniform?
Exactly. People expect my chauffeur to be smartly turned out.
This duffel coat's not rubbish, you know. It's best slightly flawed army surplus.
I admit it's smarter than what's underneath.
I'm wearing my dinner jacket.
Only because you're going out to dinner. Normally it's that awful Korean tweed. My gardener's got a better jacket.
Yes, that's why he gave me that one. Anyway, it's comfy.
I don't pay you to be comfy. I repeatedly asked you to get a nice grey suit.
Well, at least I'm wearing the cap.
The truth is you won't wear a uniform because you hate people knowing you're a chauffeur.
Oh, nonsense.
We know you've come down in the world, but it's a perfectly respectable job. If you've not got a suit by Friday, I'll get a man to the office to measure you for one.
Yes, madam.
So, what's up tonight? Why, Mr. Walter want to see you.
Walter? Oh, he's an old mate. You remember? You met him. He and I were at Cambridge together. Of course, he failed his exams by a lot more than I did.
Doesn't seem to have held him back.
Well, just because he's made 10 million and got himself knighted and a fellow of the Royal Society. Well, if that's how you measure success. Of course, I haven't seen him since I went bust.
Lucky I still had our own number.
Yes, thanks for giving him the new one. But, you didn't tell him about...
I didn't say anything, except we're not married anymore. Nothing about the crash, nothing about chauffeuring. So you could still pose as a property tycoon if you want.
Oh, honestly, darling, as if I'd do that. Tonight's not important, just a spot of dinner at some stuffy club. But it's a free dip in the horseradish. Hello, Walter.
My dear Leslie, good to see you again.
Sorry I'm a bit late. You know, board meeting overran. Takeover talk, you know.
What will you drink? And why are you wearing that cap?
Yeah, scotch for me, please. What, cap? Cap? The cap. I've just been on the yacht. You see, it's a yachting cap. Yes. Board meeting on the yacht.
Ah, of course. They drove straight up, did you?
Yes, that's right. You saw me arrive in the road.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely job, isn't it? I get a new one every year, you know. Regular order with a little man in Park Lane.
Henry, a bottle of the best club malt, please. Well, Leslie, sounds like you've written out the recession. Thought most of you property men came a cropper.
Yeah, good Lord, there's nothing wrong with my property firm.
I tried to ring you there. Number cut off or something. I heard rumors it went bankrupt.
Did I say property? Oh, I got out of that years ago. Saw it coming. No, I've got a different outfit now.
Oh, what's that?
Well, you've heard of Quantum Mail Order?
Oh, of course. But I thought that was Caroline's company.
Yes. You're a well-informed old businessman.
I read the financial papers.
Yeah, well, it's her name, obviously. You know, tax dodge, you know. She works for me. It's so much nicer to pay her a wage, you know, instead of giving her alimony.
Well, guess it was something like that.
Yes, you did you?
I never really knew Caroline, but I thought to myself, I bet old Leslie's in the driving seat.
How right you are. Oh, yes, indeed.
By the way, seen anything of old Toby Hepplewhite?
Toby? Not since Cambridge, no. I thought you kept in touch.
Well, I used to, but these last few years, with all the diversification, well, I even lost touch with you.
Yes.
Tried chasing up Toby last week, but no trace. Seems to have disappeared.
What were you after him for?
Well, it was Toby or you. Fact is, I've got another big project on. What I want now is someone with tact, business sense, charm even, sort of figurehead. Well, I'd like you to think about it.
You mean a job?
It's only pocket money, I'm afraid, say 30,000. Part-time, you see. But it wouldn't stop your quantum work. A bit of entertaining, the odd trip to Bermuda and so on, that can't be helped.
Yeah, I can face that. But why me?
Well, a top man in one field can usually shine in another. And you're certainly a top man. I mean, the property company, Quantum, look at them.
Yeah. Well, water one can't refuse an old friend.
I'd like to see over Quantum.
Yeah, of course. Now, see over Quantum. See over it? See over it? Quantum?
Always keen to see how a successful business works.
Oh, you wouldn't like it. No, you wouldn't like it at this moment. I mean, I'm reorganizing the filing system. Yeah. Oh, it's an awful mess.
Well, that's marvelous.
Yeah. What?
Well, you'll be able to advise on our information system.
Oh.
No, I'd love to see what you've done for Quantum. One day next week.
No, honestly, I mean, we'll be knee-deep in paper clips.
That's all right. I can't say when next week, but I'll ring you. Well, shall we order?
Miss Duggan around, Miss Clare?
She's in her office, but I can't disturb her. Is there anything I can do, Coat?
Oh, she said to help clean her rolls, but can't find it.
Oh, no. She let her chauffeur have it last night, and he's not in yet.
He takes liberties, he does. Nancy in blonde Burke.
Did you see him yesterday in the penguin suit?
Yes. He asked me for an envelope flap. The white one for his top pocket, great Jessie. Wouldn't know a bus was up him till they rung the bell.
Yeah, morning, Clare. Morning. Coates.
I'll call back then.
Clare, do you know if Caroline's here next week?
Well, of course. Why?
Oh, nothing. No, nothing. You'll be here too, will you?
When next week?
I don't know yet. That's the trouble. So you'll be around then, generally. You won't be out of the office a terrific amount. I'm not taking next week off an awful lot.
Are you all right? I had my holiday last month, if that's what you mean. Well, if you call going home to Newcastle a holiday.
A holiday? Oh, yes, that's it. Thanks. Yes, I must report to Madam.
Morning, Leslie.
I think Sardinia's very nice, don't you?
I'm sorry?
I was looking at the brochure. I thought, if I had the money, I'd pack a bag and go next week. Only I haven't. Oh, darling, I've just had an idea. Why don't you go to Sardinia next week?
Have you been at the cough syrup again?
Need it here at this time of the year. Oh, what a country. God, I mean, you feel like getting out of it. Next week. I mean, darling, when did you last have a holiday?
Last week.
What?
Leslie, if you remember, I've just got back from Barbados.
Of course. You didn't leave anything behind, I suppose.
Look, what is all this?
I'm only thinking of your health.
That's sweet of you. As it happens, I'm taking a few days on Saturday week.
Yeah, but that's too late. I mean, it's too late. It's too late to save you from overwork.
But we're very slack just now.
Yeah, quite. So take the advantage.
Well, I could, but there's no point, as I'm off with Roger on the 15th.
Ah, your new boyfriend. Yeah, well, you want to look your best for him. Huh?
Well, I couldn't be browner, could I? When I got back, you only recognized me by my teeth. Oh, talking of Roger, tell me what you think of this dress. I'd like a man's opinion. I'll stand up.
Yeah, it's nice.
Think he'll like it?
Yes, it's very yes. It makes you look very sort of cuddly.
Cuddly?
Ooh. Lots of good food in Barbados, eh?
I've only put on 4 pounds.
Likes a good armful, does he? Oh, Roger.
Oh, dear. You're right. I feel fat. Oh, what can I do? A week on carrot juice.
It's nasty. And self-dieting can be dangerous. What you need is a trip to a health farm.
A health farm? I've never been to one.
Oh, very nice, you know. Exercise in the open air, marvellous low-calorie diet. Big, strong man. Give you a nice massage.
Sounds perfect.
It's not worth going for less than a week.
Well, that's no problem. Clare can cope. I'm just not sure about trying a place I know nothing about.
Well, I could recommend the one I go to.
You?
Yeah, you don't get like this without a little trouble, you know.
You never mentioned it.
Oh, second home. Shall I give them a ring? Book you in for next week?
Why not? I'll check with Clare.
You won't regret it, darling. Make yourself all nice for Roger. Now then, health farms. Let me see. There must be dozens in the yellow pages. Morning, Clare. Nice weekend?
Leslie, I wish you'd tell your silly friends not to ring here, and especially not to call.
What?
Someone called Walter just rang.
Why didn't you get me?
Well, I told him you'd be in the yard mopping out the carport.
You told him what?
Well, that's what you do on Monday mornings, isn't it? Anyway, he'll be here at 10.
What, this morning? Oh, my God.
Frankly, I don't know why you came in at all since Caroline's away.
She has gone.
Yes, she called earlier and she was just leaving. A funny idea, going to a health farm.
Why don't you join her? Give yourself a break. You're a bit fat, too.
Thank you, but I don't care for health farms. Besides, if anyone needs toning up, it's you. I mean, look at you. You're sweating like a lawn sprinkler.
Let me. Hello?
Look, that's my phone.
Oh, no. Oh, say it isn't so.
What is it?
Oh, dearie me. Oh, yes. Oh, I will. Oh, goodbye, officer. Claire, it's your mother in Newcastle. She wants you to go there straight away.
What?
She's been arrested for shoplifting.
Oh, no. I've been dreading she'd do something like this. Ever since they sacked Noel Gordon. God, why didn't you let me speak to her?
Well, it wasn't her. It was the super. If you get there quick, they might reduce the charge.
Look out. I'm going to ring them.
No. They're only allowed one call, aren't they? Yeah, I'll get your coat.
Oh, Leslie, can you look after the office?
Oh, yes.
It's lucky you were here, after all.
Oh, isn't it? Oh.
I might be just in time for the 10 o'clock train.
Yeah. Coats.
Yes?
Miss Clare has been called away and left me in charge of the office.
Oh, blimey. Better send the shares down.
I like a man with a sense of humour. The fact is, Coates, I need your help.
Oh, not more sellotape to hold your socks up.
No, more urgent than that. You see, there'll be a man here in a minute who thinks I'm more important than I am.
Oh, you never told him you was head porter.
No, I told him I owned the firm.
Oh, dear, you'll cop it, you will.
No, not necessarily. With your help, I can pull it off.
My help?
Yes.
What, you want us both sacked, do you? It's all right for you. You'll get the job in the Royal Belly.
It's funny you should say that, Coates. If this works, I will get another job and I'll be leaving here. You'd like that, eh? And there's a £5 in it for you.
A £5? You think you can buy the loyalty of a decent working man for £5?
10?
I respect Mrs. Duggan, see? When I think what that woman's done for me, I weep, Mackerson.
20?
How she looked after the missus when I was in hospital. That woman's a living saint.
All right, 50. £50.
What do you want me to do?
Now listen carefully.
Hello there, Leslie. Well, you shouldn't have waited in the lobby.
Oh, nonsense, Walter. Nonsense. I got your message.
Yeah, girl said you were doing something odd.
Yeah, mopping out the carport. Yes, it's part of the staff training program, for the cleaners. I take a personal interest.
Oh, good show. I often visit the production lines myself.
Why, who's this coming over? Looks like one of my workforce. Anything wrong, Coates?
Wrong, sir? Oh, I don't recall anything in all the years you've been owner of this firm going wrong, sir.
Oh, come. Where are you taking that bunch of roses?
For you, sir. From all the lads, sir. A spontaneous demonstration of our loyalty and affection.
Oh, please, Coates, you'll embarrass my guest. Walter.
Oh, sorry, Leslie, I wasn't listening. No, I was admiring your Distributive Trades Award to Caroline Duggan.
Yes.
Yes, sir, yes. Very proud we was that Mrs. Duggan won that so soon after starting the firm up.
Clumsy. You see, Walter, we let her take the credit. You know women. They like these little baubles.
Now, Leslie, I'm keen to see this new filing system.
I haven't had time to. It's awfully dull. Wouldn't you rather go out for a walk?
No, I want to compare it to the processor-dedicated microfiche system.
All right, Walter, if you insist. You'd better come upstairs. Hey, here we are.
What's the new system? To the layman like me, these look like ordinary filing cabinets.
Yeah, don't they? Well, if you've seen enough...
No. How does it work? Well, say I want, sales figures for August.
Yes. Well, you try looking under S.
What, this drawer here? Full of bottles.
Yeah. That's my way of offering you a drink.
Yes, it is bottles of scent.
Oh.
And makeup and things.
Yeah, well, those are samples, our new range of cosmetics. S, you see, for samples. Try F for figures.
Oh, yes, there are papers in here.
Oh, thank heavens.
My own darling, just to say I might be a few minutes late tonight.
Yes, that's personal correspondence. F for friends. One has admirers, you know.
Love and kisses, Roger.
Yeah, poor old Roger. It was the war, you know. Yes. Well, they started without him, you see. You see the beauty of the system. Nothing obvious. A safeguard against industrial espionage.
Excuse me, I'm looking for a Mr. Leslie Duggan.
That's me. Who are you?
Love and Muffins, sir, bespoke tailors. I have instructions to call and measure you.
Measure me? What for?
For a grey chauffeur's uniform suit.
What? Well, no, there must be some mistake.
Now, we were told by phone on Friday to measure Mr. Leslie Duggan, a chauffeur at Quantum Limited. Are you,
What you mean is Leslie Duggan's chauffeur.
Oh.
Go downstairs and find Mr. Coates. He looks like a skinned weasel. Measure him.
Very good, sir. Yeah.
You know, Leslie, I've still not grasped this scheme.
Of course, I leave the finer points to Caroline. I told you she works for me, didn't I? I've just given her a few days off. Now, I could do with a drink.
Ah, Leslie.
Oh, my God. Claire, why are you back so soon?
I just got to the station when I remembered. My mother can't be with the police in Newcastle.
Why?
She's staying with me in Fulham.
Perhaps she popped back. She might have left the gas on. Hmm?
I went home to check. She's asleep in front of Emmerdale Farm.
Good Lord, that phone call must have been a hoax. Who'd do a thing like that?
I don't know, but if I ever catch him, he'll have nothing left to dial with. Who's this?
Claire, Walter.
How do you do?
And why are you both in here? I shall tell Caroline you abuse her office when she's away.
Thanks. That'll save me jumping off centre point.
If you must be here, do something useful. After you've cleaned the car, you could run down to the grocer's for the office tea. Now, I'm just going to ring the police and get them to record my phone call.
Extraordinary girl speaking to you like that.
Yeah, she's our nursing sister. She's worried about my health, you see. Cleaning the car, latest exercise fad. All the rage in California.
Yes, but she told you to run down to the grocer's.
Yes. Do you jog? Well, some people think she's rude. I try to humour her. Poor girl. Had a nasty experience with a bedpan. What is it, Coates?
She's here.
Yes, we know she's here, Coates. She just came in.
Mrs. Duggan?
Yeah, I told you we... What?
Well, her car's just driven up.
Oh, that's nice. Well, don't just stand there puffing. Why don't you stop her on the stairs and welcome her?
I'll try.
Yeah, make it a long welcome.
So, Caroline's here. Well, it'll be nice to see her.
Got to get out here. Walter, have you ever tried hang gliding? No, never mind. Can I come and see the view from the fire escape?
That's all right.
We wasn't expecting you, Mrs. Duggan. Thought you was away for the week.
So did I. Only Mr. Duggan booked me into a single-sex health farm.
Well, attractive lady like yourself, ma'am. I suppose he didn't want you pestered.
Then why send me to an all-male place? Will you excuse me, Coates? I'll go to my office.
I wouldn't. Might I offer you a sponge finger in the stationery room? You'll have the best chair, the cat's warm in it.
Is something going on up there?
No, ma'am. And I had nothing to do with it.
You'd better tell me what it is.
I can't, ma'am. I've given my word, and you won't make me.
Whatever Mr. Duggan's paying you, I'll double it.
Well, it's like this.
Leslie, why are you trying to force me out on the fire escape? You're not expecting a blaze, are you?
Yeah, I rather think I am.
Leslie?
Oh, hello, darling. What a surprise.
It's Walter, isn't it?
Caroline, delighted to meet you again. Leslie was going to show me the filing system, but I'm happier to see you.
Filing system? No use asking Leslie.
Darling.
Hardly part of his job, is it?
Walter, I'll come clean. I've fibbed a bit.
He hates to admit he's delegated anything.
What?
Well, I thought you planned the thing, Leslie.
Well, not the boss's job, is it? I mean, Leslie couldn't run the service. He clogged his head with filing systems. Leslie, shall I take Walter down to the filing room and show him?
The filing room? Oh, so that's where it is.
If that's all right with you, of course, Leslie.
Yes, of course, my dear.
The big novelty, Walter, is our microfilm backup. It was Leslie's idea, of course. I don't know where Quantum would be without him.
Once again, darling, thanks.
Don't mention it. I can always get another chauffeur. And there aren't many bosses daft enough to offer you $30,000 a year.
I'm to meet the other directors tonight, which I wouldn't be if Walter knew I was a chauffeur.
Caroline, the tailor's delivered the chauffeur's uniform. Oh, and a letter came for Leslie. Delivered by her?
Oh, thanks. Can I borrow your paper knife? Hello, this letter's from Walter. I wonder why I'm seeing him this evening. Dear Leslie, good grief. He's withdrawing the offer.
What's gone wrong? You seem so impressed.
Well, that's just it. Listen to this. I realise that my trifling 30,000 a year will be nothing to a man as successful as yourself. Whereas our old friend Toby Hepplewhite has been in touch, my letter to him having been forwarded. The fact is, Leslie, I'm giving him the job. He really needs it. Poor old Toby. Oh, no, I don't believe it.
Let me see. Poor old Toby, since his property firm went bust, he's been penniless. In fact, he's actually working as a chauffeur.
I can't bear it.
Phillips and Jill Bennett starred in Drop Me Here, Darling. Also featured were Kenneth, Norma Ronald, and James Taylor. The program was written by Andrew Palmer and produced by Edward Taylor.
Darling.
Drop Me Here, Darling features Norma Ronald, Joan Sanderson, John Kane, and, as Leslie and Caroline Duggan, Leslie Phillips and Jill Bennett. A successful businesswoman like Caroline Duggan uses every minute of the day. Even car rides can be fruitful, though not when her chauffeur's in a chatty mood, which, being her ex-husband, he usually is.
Now, look, I admit I don't know much about business.
Left here.
Pardon?
Left. That's the leg you don't kick the ball with.
You start your own business and sell it to the public. You wouldn't like the public. No one does.
Right here. Follow the Covent Garden sign.
Why is it moving? Honestly, darling.
Concentrate, Leslie. The road's in between those yellow lines.
It's not as if you need the money. I mean, no one else has trouble with door-to-door bank managers.
This is a bonus. My chauffeur giving me financial advice. Perhaps I should get my accountant to drive me around.
Listen, all I'm saying is...
Left.
No need to repeat it, darling.
Sorry, Leslie, the fact is I'm a bit on edge.
On edge?
You're about to meet my friend, Simon. You've heard me mention Simon?
Like Watership Down mentions rabbits. You hardly mention anything else.
You may have wondered why I haven't introduced you. I've made a few excuses, but...
You said he was in Africa.
He knew I'd been married, of course, but he didn't know my ex-husband's my chauffeur. I thought it might sound funny. But last night I got around to telling him.
Any problem?
No. He said he'd treat you just like any other hired man.
Oh, nice.
Best behavior, please. He'll be getting in.
I'll open the boot.
So, this is Duggan, eh?
That's right. I do hope you two are going to get on.
Well, of course. Well, Duggan, you'll find me strict but fair. Then everyone knows where they stand, eh?
Where to, madam?
I thought we might go and have lunch, Simon.
Ah, first class. Make it the Wessex, then.
The Wessex, please, Leslie.
Can't beat the Wessex. Last time I was there, they did something incredible with a veal forcemeat.
I know how they felt. Thank you, madam.
Simon was married too, Leslie, but he divorced his wife.
Generous of him.
All make mistakes first time off. when it's just a physical attraction. Well, you know what I mean, darling. Yes. Read a book the other day.
It's an experience, isn't it?
What was the fellow's name? Lady Chatterley. A woman took a fancy to the gamekeeper. I thought, old Caroline.
But it wasn't like that with me and Leslie. Isn't that funny, Leslie?
Mind if I laugh into a paper bag?
He wasn't my chauffeur when we married. He made a lot of money in property.
What happened?
He lost a lot of money in property. By then we were divorced, but, well, someone had to give him a job.
No, that was white of you, darling. I felt like that about the boat people.
The Wessex, madam.
I'm ravenous. What about you, Leslie?
I must admit, can't wait to get my teeth into one of Marcel's tenderloins.
Look here, darling, he's not,
Of course he is.
Oh, Duggan, just realized I left the papers at your mistress's office last night.
Papers?
You're going public. Go and fetch them, there's a good fellow. Secretary knows which ones.
Yeah, madam.
They would be useful.
Yeah, very good, madam.
We haven't forgotten your lunch. Here's £1. Buy yourself a Mars bar. Heaven knows one isn't a snob, darling, but this is the sort of thing I can help you on.
But I wanted him to eat with us.
I was brought up to this. You weren't. You think you're being kind, but they simply feel embarrassed.
He is my ex-husband.
And your chauffeur, You want to meet him socially? Sack him. Shall we go in?
That refugee from P.G. Woodhouse. Claire, papers for going public.
Well, Caroline took them home with her.
So they were just getting rid of me. Listen, Claire, what's got into her?
What, do you mean this daft idea of going public?
I mean, what does she see in him?
The Honourable Simon? Well, for once I agree with you. Infatuation with the aristocracy? His family goes back to Agincourt.
I wish he would. Whose side were they on?
Well, by the look of him, the horses.
You're right. No one should have a head that big with no chin.
And he's put her up to this going public.
Really? You don't think he's after her money?
Leslie's got a family seat that makes Longleat look like an Oxfam shop. He copped a fortune when his father died. He's big on the stock exchange. You know, I'm sure if we could put her off him, she'd forget going public.
Yeah, we must try. I could tell her what I think of him.
No. Worst thing you could do. Don't you know any psychology?
Well, I saw a rat once.
You know, the more you malign him, the less she'll listen.
Yes, I've seen that happen in Crossroads. Of course, I only watched to get the time off the reception clock.
You've got to be subtle. Say something like, well, of course I like him, darling, and I think you're so brave to take on his little drink problem. You know, the kind of thing.
Yes. Of course I like him, darling. I'm sure it's not true he's Martin Bormann with a facelift.
Well, perhaps not that subtle.
Leave it to me. I'm driving her to her mother's this weekend. I'll work on her then. Like old times, darling.
Did you get that poison for Mother?
What?
For the mice.
Oh.
You forgot.
Has she got mice?
Of course not. They're diabolical. boredom where she lives. But sure you remember, fighting imaginary pests is what she lives for. Bless her, her mind's still pure cotton wool.
Why, it's just as well. We couldn't have kept it up all these years.
What?
The pretense that we're still married. I mean, if your mother found out we were divorced, the twang of bursting stage would be heard in Fife. By the way, darling, how's that nice Simon?
Fine. Now, the point is...
God, I like him. Real aristocrat. Not a drop of non-blue blood for 10 generations. Veins like biros. I don't believe in all those inbreeding scares. Well, you know, those silly tales about their extremities falling off.
What are you up to?
No, I like him. Good man in a crisis. Why, he'd have to be. Well, after that business with the sailor in Hyde Park. What? Best forgotten. No, I admire the man. Not many people kick opium.
Leslie?
Delightful chap. When he puts on a dress and swings from the chandelier.
I don't know what silly game you're playing.
God, I like him.
I'm glad.
Oh, I like him.
Because you'll see a lot of him.
One of my favorite human beings.
You see, we're getting married.
You're marrying that basset-faced tit?
Help me get this seatbelt out of my bra.
That chinless, tweed-knickered mess?
I don't want you to talk about him, not to me.
Dan?
Mother has got to be told. You can't pretend we're still married when I've got another husband, and she'll never listen to me.
Oh, but darling.
Now, you're the blue-eyed boy you always have been. I want you to tell Mother we're divorced this weekend.
Yeah, but she's your mother. Why don't you tell her?
Well, I'm relying on you, Leslie. Now, please, drive on.
Well, how will she take it?
You, I think she'll be just all right. Ever since you advised her about those green flies, she's listened to you.
Look, all I did was give her the tweezers. Kept her quiet for weeks.
She has to be told for her own good. Oh, we're nearly there.
No, darling, no, don't be hasty about marrying Simon, and take a sea cruise and think about it. On a light ship.
I don't care to have my fiancé discuss, thank you. Just concentrate on breaking the news.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to tell her.
I was wondering whether to keep this car when we're married. I mean, Simon's got his, and the cost of 2 chauffeurs might be hard to justify.
I see. Should I be tactful or straight from the shoulder?
Tactful. Choose the right moment. There she is. Praying on the porch.
Well, why?
Termites. Mother! Leslie, dear.
Hello, Betty.
And,
your daughter, Caroline.
Caroline, yes.
Good to see you. Good.
I'm sure you've grown since I last saw you.
Well, it was only last month.
And how are the children? Mummy, I've never had children. Oh, silly Offie. I was thinking of Dan Archer's daughter. Shall we go in? It's so hot. Well, take the boiler suit off. Oh, no, dear. It keeps the wasps out. A tip I got from your father, Leslie.
You never met my father.
Don't be silly, dear. I was married to him for 40 years. Shall we go inside?
down, dear. Oh, Caroline, you remember Lisa Nugent? No? Of course you do. She moved here just after you left. At least her parents did. She wasn't born until some time after her mother was expecting. She's grown into quite a young woman.
That's lucky.
And she's joining us for, dinner? You've spoken to her. I must say, you might have told me, dear. Oh, Leslie, would you put your ear to that wall?
Well, yeah, well, if you like.
Hear anything?
Yes, the people next door.
Oh, thank heavens. I thought it might be Death Watch people.
What, listening to Elton John?
What a relief. You're such a comfort, Leslie. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Oh, God.
It's so good to share your business success and your happy marriage.
Leslie wants to talk to you about that.
Oh, how rare that is today.
Yeah, rarer than you think.
Forgive me, I'm a silly old woman, and you're my only interest. Shall we have a drink?
No drink for me, thanks. I feel like a breath of fresh air. Leslie, get it over with. I think I'll have a little stroll in the garden.
My doctor recommends it.
No, Betty, I have to have a serious talk with you.
A little for the heart.
As you say, a happy marriage is a wonderful thing, but things can't always be happy. And
now, where are my pills?
There comes a time when pills.
My heart. I may not be with you much longer.
Your heart?
Oh, nothing for you to worry about, dear Leslie. It's just that Dr. Mary thinks it may give out any time. A shock, for instance. What did you want to tell me?
Yeah, well, you've done marvels with the honeysuckle out there. I'm really impressed, my word.
I nearly forgot. I saw a caterpillar on it yesterday.
Really?
I must go and spray it with defoliant. We don't want them spreading.
Oh, Lord.
Leslie, you fell for it.
What?
I was listening in the kitchen. It's nonsense. I spoke to Dr. Mary last week. She's as strong as a hippo. He gave her those pills just to shut her up.
Really?
Well, they're only smarties. He gets a red one for her heart and a green one for her liver. He gives the rest of the tube to his kids.
You never know if it's genuine.
What was it last time? Berry.
Well, she was out east.
Well, you don't get it in Princeton. Before that, it was scurvy. You remember?
Yes, I had to drive around with those limes in the boot.
And then dysentery.
It was the limes did that.
I mean, honestly, oh, look, he's coming back. This time, spit it out.
Yeah. All right with the caterpillars.
Yes, but I fear I had weevils in my edgings.
Oh, nasty. Look, Betty, I'll sit down.
You are sitting down, dear.
Good, that'll save me bothering. Now,
more whiskey?
No. You have some. Have a lot. Now, Betty, there comes a time when things have to be said.
That's probably the doorbell. Is it mine or next door's?
It's yours.
Pity. I like watching them through the window. It'll be Lisa.
What, the little girl up the road?
And please be tactful, Leslie. She's had a bad time.
It's Lisa, Mother.
Hello, my dear. Lovely to see you. You remember Leslie?
Yes. Hello.
Can this really be the little girl I used to push on her swing? You've grown into a most exquisite young woman. As pretty as your mother. Your father's a lucky man.
Really, Leslie, I did ask you to be tactful.
What about?
Her parents have split up. They're talking about a divorce.
A divorce?
It's affected the poor child very deeply, as it would anyone. Please don't mention anything about parents or marriages breaking up.
As if I would.
I'm sorry, everyone. I had something in my eye.
Well, how are you, Lisa? Do you still ride?
Oh, yes. I don't know what I'd do without Major.
Now then, Leslie had something to tell me.
Yeah, not now, Betty. Perhaps later tonight, when Lisa's gone home.
I haven't gone home.
Didn't I say, dear, Lisa will be here all week.
Father's gone. And Mother's away.
Well, you still got the horse?
She needs stability for a while. That's why I'm glad you two are here. I put you in the front bedroom, by the way.
Oh, you're in bed, darling.
Mm-hmm.
Is there room for me?
Yes. The entire floor's clear.
Well, suppose she came in. Have you thought of that? How do we explain it?
Say you've got a bad back.
I will have a bad back.
Well, there'll be no more problems once you've told her that we're divorced.
I can't get nearer for that weepy girl. The moaning tower of Lisa.
Who's sad at this time of night?
It'll be your mother's hourly rent-a-kill report.
It's a quarter to midnight.
Bats. Well, someone's answered. I wonder how your mother will get on with Simon. I can't see him catching moles for her. Good Lord, look at these floorboards. They're riddled with woodworm. The one thing she's never thought of.
Isn't it marvelous? Who'd have thought they were getting together while we had dinner?
The woodworm? How could they? They're all in separate holes.
Leslie, dear, what are you doing on the floor?
I'm learning the backstroke.
I've got tremendous news. Lisa's parents have reunited.
No.
They had a secret meeting this evening. Lisa's getting dressed now and going straight back to tidy the house for them.
Oh, wonderful.
They can't have split up again. Yes. No, it'll be a wrong number. When it's a wrong number, I never answer.
Well, Lisa must have done. And, Mother, I'm glad you're here because Leslie has something to say to you. Don't you, Leslie?
Phone for you, Caroline.
For me? Oh, all right. Get on with it, Leslie. Not a tongue.
Yeah.
And if you'll excuse me, Mrs. Hayes.
Of course. You get off home, dear, and sweep up the crockery.
Thanks for everything. I'm so happy.
Oh. Now, what is it you want to say, Leslie? That while Caroline's on the phone.
No, I'm delighted to hear from you, Simon.
One hoped one wouldn't have to bother you with this quite so soon, but,
Bother me.
fact is, I've got my bankers here for the weekend. Death duties. Can't hold them off any longer.
But, darling, you never said.
Banks supported me, family connection and so on, but now the blighters want some kind of guarantee.
Guarantee? What sort of guarantee?
That's where one lays one's head in your pretty lap.
I don't follow.
Well, when you go public, it'll solve the immediate cash flow problem. Your holding can stand as guarantee. We'll bring the wedding forward, tackle it together.
No. Sorry. I can't keep Short Street going. It costs more to prop up than British Steel.
No. Frankly, one can't afford the luxury of a wife who won't muck in.
Well, one knows what one can do, doesn't one?
Precisely. Don't want to frighten you, but there's this oil man's daughter who's pretty keen, and frankly, darling, well,
Even an American wife is better than losing short feet. Huh?
Simon,
Yes?
go and sit on a pineapple.
You see, Betty, it was then things started to go wrong. You see, arguments, friction. I knew things weren't right when she sewed up my pajamas. Then there were the little notes when I came home at night. Your dinner's in the supermarket. So in the end, we decided to get a
Wait till I tell you what that busted face... Oh, so here, Mother.
I was just explaining about, you know.
No. I mean, have you?
Not yet. I'm coming to that. You see, Betty, life just didn't feel right. So in the end, we decided to get a
To get a dog, yes.
Dog?
That's very interesting, dear, but it's hardly a reason to keep me up.
Well, Caroline's trying to break it gently. What we have to say is that some years ago, we separated.
Separated the dogs when they got into a fight.
2 dogs.
Now, you must be tired, Mother, you know. So,
No, darling, no, let's get it over with. There's not much time with the wedding coming up. You see,
we're breeding them.
And they have a wedding. I must say, I think that's an unhealthy attitude to animals. One expects that sort of thing in California, of course.
Darling, have you been drinking?
Not yet.
Well, will you shut up? I mean, it was your idea, Mother should be told.
Leslie, I've been talking to the vet. The wedding's off, Leslie.
What?
It's off. Yes, he said it won't work with a Basset and an Afghan. We've decided the 2 sides are incompatible.
Are you serious?
Well, good night, Mother.
Good night, dear. I hope you won't bring them here. I've had babies before, and it wasn't nice.
Did you mean you and Simon?
Yes.
So there's no need to tell her.
Thank heavens I stopped you.
What's gone wrong?
Tell you tomorrow. Right now, I need some bed. Leslie?
Yeah?
Are you sure you're comfortable on the floor?
Well, you know,
This bed is quite big. And as I'm no longer engaged, I don't see why we shouldn't,
darling.
Leslie.
Yeah?
Leslie.
What is it?
There are mice in my room.
Mice?
You didn't bring the mouse poison, did you? You'll have to come and protect me, Leslie.
Protect you?
Bring a blanket and sleep on my floor. Come along, there's good boy.
Leslie Phillips and Joe Bennett starred in Drop Me Here, Darling. Also featured were Norma Ronald, Joan Sanderson, and John Kane. The program was written by Andrew Palmer and produced by Edward Taylor.